Hey guys, what is up? Gothcat here. It's definitely been a long time since I last showed my face on this channel. Don't mind the AC in the background. Anyway, yes, I did lose weight for those of you who saw my the previous times I show my face. I can't really say it was healthy weight loss. Yes, this is how I look at 30 anyway. Today will be, for anyone confused about the title, basically I want to explore the side of the web involving the indigo movement. And what's the indigo movement? If you've heard of indigo-children, looking through different sources, you might find conflicting information, especially as to what being an indigo means, but what all these little definitions have in common is that they are a group of people past a certain generation, essentially destined to change the world. That might be oversimplifying it, but we'll get into things like their origins before I actually try to go through their forums. First off, one thing I do know is that there are a few corruptions within the indigo movement, especially with misinterpretations, which I'll probably get into later, but for now, I'm just gonna get into my initial thoughts and why I have them. One thing that I first of all, I first heard of the more like sorry. Okay. Anyway, brain fog. Anyway, so I first saw the term indigo-children. I used to go to bookstores a lot, and a lot of times I would go through the metaphysical section. I think I distinctly remember this one book cover. I think it was a book about indigo-children, but I didn't exactly look into the movement in detail until I saw Cecil McFly's documentary on Joy Sparkle BS. Some of you might have heard of her. The name sounds vaguely familiar, but I hadn't really heard what happened to her until I saw this docu-series. So at some point I started looking into it, to which I found a lot on both sides of the debate, and for a while I wasn't sure what side to be on until I found out an important detail of the founder, Nancy Tapp. In fact, let's first go to her website. Okay, that is I typed in the wrong address, fuck. Okay, Nancy, okay, so I did type in the wrong address, okay. Okay, so this is a bit of an old one, but according to this website, she allegedly had synesthesia, and for those people, for people who don't know, synesthesia is a neurological condition in which the human senses essentially meld together. This can come in, sorry about that, this can come in different forms. basically depending on the person, and Nancy Tapp essentially saw what are known as quote-unquote life colors, and she noticed that young people in her time had indigo life colors, which is where the indigo, which is basically where the term indigo-children comes from, or it's basically people with these indigo quote-unquote life colors. And what ultimately leads me towards a skepticism in regards to her synesthesia, it's not that this is her synesthesia made her unreliable. It's that combined. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, there it is, right there. She lived in a time when synesthesia was largely unknown or misunderstood. So, if that's the case, then I don't know how much psychology plays into synesthesia. I'm sure actual synesthetes can fill us in the comments below. But I'm kind of wondering if maybe the lack of understanding around synesthesia combined with these life colors that she saw kind of made her, I guess it might have affected how she perceived her own synesthesia, which ultimately led to my skeptical opinion somewhat. But yeah, whether you believe in this stuff or not, like I said, there is some corruption in the movement. There used to be a website called All About Indigos, which I'll try looking for archives on in a bit, as the website is now defunct. But first off, I'm just gonna go ahead and explore this website a little bit. Let's see. And that's just, okay, so I guess the important stuff is in the bottom. Around each living thing, she saw its electromagnetic energy field, a vibrant and moving pulsation that is an integral part of its being. Other synesthetes can also see this extended range of colors, although each one may perceive them differently. Yeah, basically, I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but this melding of the human senses, I should have given examples like food tasting orange, or associations of color and sound. Basically, it results in perspectives that would be considered trippy for those of us non-synesthetes. In fact, let's see how they define synesthesia. This website defines synesthesia as the natural neurobiological process where two or more senses are cross-wired in the brain, creating an often dizzying array of sensory perception. Synesthesia is not a brain disorder, nor is it an abnormal disease. It has the tendency to run in families, thus scientists believe it is genetic in origin. Okay, that's a bit deceptive. Okay, so this condition might be genetic. Okay, let's continue on. While some synesthetes use their perceptions for creativity, most do not utilize them at all, and some synesthetes are not even aware that their sensations differ from everyone else. Experts today believe that 1 in 20 people have some form of synesthesia. Again, I'm sure actual synesthetes can tell us how true all this stuff is. Okay, looks like this page has different kinds of synesthesia. I'm just gonna take this shit with a grain of salt, and I guess if you're curious, you could look into more reputable sources to see where all this stuff aligns, but whether it's a quote-unquote brain disorder or not, it's definitely neurological. Otherwise, it wouldn't be the case. Again, I'm pretty sure actual synesthetes can fill us in the comments. According to this page, there are 43 different crosses, 43 different known quote-unquote crosses of the senses that have been identified and tested for. Okay. And let's go into, I'm just going to go into the section of what kind did Nancy have. Excuse me, I haven't really looked too much into this site until now. Kate says, Nancy saw color and tasted shape. Foods that she ate had both color and a geometrical shape attached to them. She experienced the shape as a physical perception inside her mouth. Some were extremely pleasant, avocados, others were not, macaroni. Nancy was born with this process, as was her grandmother. As was typical in her time, she was taught not to speak of it to others. Even today, some synesthetes fear being labeled or branded as quote-unquote crazy, despite scientific advances in the field. She looked forward to the day that synesthetes were honored for the contributions they make through their perceptions and creative abilities. Another synesthete who experiences shapes has recently received national attention as a result of a swimming accident that caused a brain trauma. Did they not just say that synesthesia was not a brain disorder? Anyway, Derek Amato developed sudden musical savant syndrome, as a result of which he composes music via a constant visual stream of black and white spheres. His neurosurgeons are studying his synesthesia-like condition to assist him with the new, unexpected talent and energy. I suppose that's another little rabbit hole. Derek Amato. Okay. Wisconsin Medical Society. I feel like I'm diverting off track. And it doesn't show him. Okay, so let's go to what on earth are life colors. Oh, and even gets into the different life colors. Okay. Nancy saw a rainbow of colors around all living objects. These colors constantly move and change except for one color, which is constant throughout an individual's life. That color shapes and defines the individual's personality and provides focus for each person's unique perceptions. Nancy devoted her life to the systematizing of this information and to sharing it with clients around the world. Okay, So yeah, indigo-children are basically people with the indigo life colors. Do you clarified, giving readers a broader understanding of Nancy's perceptions? Again, with the stigma around synesthesia, it could have easily caused it could have influenced her perception of her own synesthesia. Let's see. Let's look at the different life colors. Ginger red, pink, lavender, orange. Physical life colors. Okay, so these are physical life colors. Physical colors are action people. They use their bodies, usually doing first and then thinking. They're best at going with the flow. While this color was common in our grandparents' or great-grandparents' time, they're no longer being born since we have transitioned out of purely physical times. Yeah, I would definitely encourage any synesthetes watching to go ahead and comment about how much psychology plays into your own synesthesia. I would be very interested to see what y'all have to say. Let's see, mental life colors. Mental colors think and plan. They express themselves with words. They observe, discriminate, and evaluate. Alright, and then we have spiritual life colors. Those with spiritual colors express themselves idealistically. They are here to live and work creatively. They tend to judge and pass judgment. Okay, and then we have the floaters. Floaters do not have life lessons. Indigos are the bridge to the future. Crystals come in during times of transformation to assist others in their lessons. Nancy's Indigo website. And let me just click on that. So it's defunct, so I'm probably gonna have to look through. Okay, and Nancy's publications. I'm pretty sure this one is a yeah, this is her Indigo website, I guess. And they still have a contact form. I should have mentioned this before, but don't harass anyone in this video, because don't harass anyone in this video. It's not productive, regardless of what you think. You know, talk amongst yourselves, criticize, debate, but don't harass, please. So we got a list of her publications, and there were some second wave publications by different authors, but before we get into that, let's try to find, let me try to make sure I get the site correct. Allaboutindigos.com. Okay. Allaboutindigos.com. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try to find an archive of this. Wayback.right. Okay, there we go. Gonna start with the Wayback Machine. Okay, so looks like the Wayback Machine has its share of captures. Okay, let's try and get to with the lighter captures. Okay. What about Crypt? Okay. Let's go back to that original website. Come on. Okay, so... Alright. Let's see, looks like this wasn't too hard to find. Indigo was only one of 12 life colors that Nancy Tapp has seen her entire life in the human electromagnetic energy field. Okay. Originally, Nancy saw 11 colors, but that changed in the late 1960s and early 1970s when she noticed another color. Okay, so I guess she started seeing indigo in babies at one point. Okay, so first off it says, how do I know if I'm indigo? In the early 1960s, indigos were rare. Today, 95% of the population is indigo. Okay, that's quite a lot, and most are humanists, self-identification. On the whole, it doesn't matter though. What's important is to acknowledge and understand. Wow, way to dodge the question. Changing the planet and the way mankind lives. Indigo energy is not just about who is or is not indigo, or what type of indigo one is. It's more important to know that indigos accept individuals for who and what they are. So, by this website's own admission, most people would be indigo. Okay? At least most modern people. Top indigo characteristics: brilliant with technology, relaxed and casual, peer-oriented, love junk food. That's kind of a weird one. High energy, bored in school and easily distracted, multitasks effortlessly, blunt in communication, unswayed by previous social norms, view entitlement as a right, and androgynous. This is kind of strange. Famous indigos. Okay. I guess the reason why I bring up the question of psychology in synesthesia, because I'm wondering, I don't know, I don't know if you've heard of, like, I guess as we get older, we have less and less of a connect with young people, and I'm wondering if that sort of I'm wondering whether or not that could have influenced these indigo life colors to pop up in initially infants, and I guess just young people in general. And it looks like we have Barack Obama and Tiger Woods, Mark Zuckerberg, Eminem, okay. 4 are brown. What do they mean by brown? They make waves in their arena. They don't do things in a way others of us would consider traditional. There was one time where I saw the movie The Social Network with someone that I previously dated that I've now broken up with. I don't want to get into detail about that. I only want to say that you know, this movie combined with footage on Mark Zuckerberg, I would not be surprised if he had autism. Speaking as someone with autism. Funny enough, some neurological conditions like autism and ADHD people have connected with the indigo-children. Let's see, humanists. Okay, this just describes humanists. I'm pretty sure artists and conceptualists will... Yeah, I'm pretty sure this just goes over artists and conceptualists and what that means. Yeah, my computer is having trouble here. Okay, so I just quit a couple of applications to sort of lessen the load on my computer. Okay, so I just quit a few applications on my computer to sort of lessen the load on this. Just gonna go through a couple more pages before I start searching up a couple of things. I don't really see that much. The fuck is this? Okay, this is interesting and unnerving. So we got a picture of an emaciated, presumably African child. Let me see. Minaj, Getty Farah, an indigo catalyst caught. Okay, so born in Somalia, so African. He was rescued by members of the International Rescue Committee who released these photos recently. Malnourished and anemic, Minaj needed 3 blood transfusions and force feeding for 3 months to turn him to bright and nearly normal size. Okay, so yeah. Him as a baby, him as a young child, I guess an older baby. He now lives in a refugee camp in Kenya. Minaj has already begun his work representing the plight of thousands of starving children in a war-based culture. He exemplifies it. Okay. When was this kid born? Callus usually have a thick, heavy body. They are often easygoing but can fly into a sudden rage. They are abstract thinkers, often conceptualizing things that won't occur till far in the future. Right now... Okay. Of the indigo types, they are the most likely to be labeled autistic. About 50% of them actually are autistic. The others use the label as a means of being left alone? What the fuck? It's like, even the source site is kind of weird in a way. Let's see. Callus are very few in number because they have difficulty adjusting to the physical human body and because time is not ready for their message. Okay, I gotta find out how old this kid is. This person is probably still a child. I think this is from like, yeah, this is from 2011. Let's go. His mother, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let's see how old he was at the time. So this kid is likely, assuming he's still alive, he's probably in like his preteens or early teens, so this website dragged an actual fucking child into this. Wow. 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 That's all kinds of messed up. And there's mention of the indigo dye. Genes are worn in every culture around the world. Yeah, because westernization, imperialism, all that. Okay, I guess they use genes as a symbol. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so I have a lozenge in my mouth right now. I had a counseling appointment earlier, and I guess all this talking sort of wore down my throat already. So now I kind of want to get into some subsequent publishers, so I'm gonna try to look these authors up and see what they might have to say. Okay, this is interesting. No, except okay, Lee Carroll. Lee Carroll. All right. So yeah, there was a another book by a couple of authors, and from what I've read, they kind of shaped what the indigo movement is today. Let's see. The Indigo-Child book's website is indigo-child.com. Okay. That's not what I was looking for, but okay. I'm just gonna look up Lee Carroll indigo-children. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back to the link on the Goodreads profile. Okay, so this is the official website of the Indigo-Children books. Wikipedia warning. Okay, this site is meant to complement the 3 Indigo-Children books. Time subject. Okay. Okay. So here's how this website defines an indigo child. As a summary, here are the 10 attributes that best describe this new kind of child, the indigo-child. They come to the world with a feeling of royalty and often act like it. They have a feeling of deserving to be here and are surprised when others don't share that. Self-worth is not a big issue. They often tell the parents who they are. They have difficulty with absolute authority. Authority without explanation or choice. They simply will not do certain things. For example, waiting in line is difficult for them. They get frustrated with systems that are ritually oriented and don't require creative thought. Funny enough, one common characteristic of autism is rigidity and difficulty adjusting to things like changes in routine. I sure as hell have suffered from that. Let's see. They often see better ways of doing things, both at home and school, which makes them seem like system busters, non-conforming to any system. They seem antisocial unless they're with their own kind. If there are no others of like consciousness around them, they often turn inward. School is often extremely difficult for them socially. They do not respond to guilt trip. Wait till your father gets home and finds out what you did. I'm not sure if that could be considered guilting, more like instilling fear in your child, but okay. And at the bottom is a disclaimer. And just in case you heard otherwise from other indigo sources, the designated word indigo has nothing to do with the color of an aura. It is the result of scientific observations by a woman who has the brain disorder called synesthesia. Yeah, way to go, NancyAnTap.com. Saying synesthesia is not a brain disorder. Ugh. Not a brain disorder, my ass. And of course, the top one's by Nancy Tap. Nancy Tap books, okay. Some interesting stuff. And one of them's a parenting book. I'll bet at least some of those are controversial. Maybe we'll see more of that later. And some recommended books for young indigos, I guess. And it's in French. I'll bet it was leading to a defunct website. Let's see, back. Hang on, I forgot the website of the Wayback Machine. Wayback.archive.org. Okay. Copy link address. Go ahead and I have OBS on, so let's see. Let's take a look at the 2008 version. Adobe Flash Player is blocked. Fuck. Okay. So I guess this is just for relaxation shit. I'll get into this website in a bit. Let's see what's in Nancy Tap books. Okay, 404, page not found. I'm pretty sure you could find more about this. Oh, okay, there we go. So yeah, this was some website that I wound up clicking on. Let's see. Two vampires. Okay. I don't know if I've been on this website before recording this. I might have. Okay. There's definitely some magicality to that. Now, what I really want to get into is indigo-child forums. So I'm just gonna go ahead and look that one up. Actually, I'm just gonna go to Reddit first. See if there are any, because if there are any active forums, they might be on Reddit. Let's see. Oh. Right. So we got some, yeah, we got a few of these. So first off, we're gonna go to r/ indigo-children. And I guess r/ the indigo-children. Okay, so I'm basically gonna look through a few indigo subreddits to see if I can really find much. And it looks like this one has indigo-children. Let's see if they don't seem to have any filtering function in regards to indigo, so I'm gonna skip that one. Okay, I think this was the largest results, and I'm just gonna sort these posts by new. And the last post was like a year ago, so this one's a bit of a dead one. Let's see. Fuck. Mythy? What is this? I see this person believes in reptilians. I can't doesn't really also naturally regard. What the fuck? I can't really fathom. And there's a typo right there. Okay. I have no idea what this person is talking about. I'm wondering if there's some sort of delusional mental health issues, but and there's another one about Mythy. I do not know if Mythy is real, but either way, there is very, very heavy reptilian influence. Oh my god, someone else believes in reptilians. Who knows? I am a psychic, and are you sure this isn't a sock puppet account? But maybe it's not. Who knows? Who knows? But why is it named English? Lish sounds like a reptile hissing in England. It's England. I remember someone talked about reptilian. Oh my god, how far are y'all down? Okay, I think for now I'm just gonna play this video about indigo-children. It's like half an hour long.
Hey, welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here on my channel, my name is Lily, and today I'm going to be talking about indigo-children. Indigo-children is a concept that is new age, and it was something I ran across maybe about a year ago, and it was something that I'd never heard of before, and I actually stumbled across a couple of research articles about indigo-children, and it kind of mixes this new age concept with some ideas with the mental health arena. So I'm super excited to be talking about indigo children, what they are, where the term came from, some of the controversy around it, and some of the defining characteristics of indigo children. So if you think that you might be an indigo child, then stay tuned. So the term actually first emerged around the late 70s, and in 1982, this woman named Nancy Ann Tapp wrote a book, and in this book it was the first time that indigo children as a term was coined. So these indigo children are said to be children who are born with indigo auras, and specifically indigo auras that one could see with the naked eye. And the thing about auras too, before I get really into this, is it sounds like a really woo-woo concept that some hippies believe, and auras can actually be photographed, and it's basically an energetic field around your body, and everyone has an aura.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm probably not going to watch too much of this video, but the thing is actually life colors rather than auras, so there's already slight misinformation involved, but I'm not saying I'm entirely skeptical to New Age beliefs, but some things are just kind of out there. I am personally curious about aura photography. I've never had my aura photographed, but that is an actual thing. I guess the only reason why I haven't had that done is because of the whole COVID situation. I'm still afraid to go out and shit. Really, I mostly go out when I need to. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Let's see. Looks like this is already fucking dead. There's also a very small one. All of the what the fuck? We are the supreme slick and mean, the face of the earth is what will clean. All of the non-indigos will be swept under the rug. Indigos are better than having premium craft glue. Blue. How about you? What? The school board tried to tell me my stupid daughter was dumb. Just wait until she and the other indigos exterminate the unworthy. What? If you don't think your daughter, if you're mad at the school board for saying your daughter is dumb, then why'd you call her your stupid daughter? What the fuck? Okay. I'm just gonna back here. And that was a Wikipedia article. And that one's also defunct. I don't want to go to the Wayback Machine, so this one seems to have more. Okay, the last few posts were from half a year ago, so, let's take a look here. I've had some dreams of things that I see later in real life. No one really believes me, it probably seems unrealistic. Before I met my first boyfriend, I had a dream of being in his living room. I brushed it off until I went into his house and recognized the whole room. I had a dream of my friend driving on the highway the night before he got into a fatal car accident. I had a dream of looking into a closet and seeing a prosthetic leg. A month later, I went to a boy's house and there was a prosthetic leg in I think they meant closet, but they said closest. his dad lost his leg, and that was a spare aid he kept in case if his current one broke. So this person claims to get premonitions via dreams. Oh boy. MK3 Cosmic Cipher. I'm not the biggest expert on ciphers. Definitely seeing some rainbows and symbols, though. Could you help me out a bit? I guess there aren't any visible comments. Looking into being indigo. Feel like I get this aha moment, but I'm not 100% sure it's some way. Yeah, and this person never got answers. The fuck? I probably won't watch too much of this video.
Flight boss, bitch, you know.
It's 22 minutes.
You're not listening to the mind of an Terry Smooth. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now we're gonna talk about putting that energy work. Now, what is putting that energy work? You could kind of say this is a form of meditation, but just utilizing the external realm in some way, shape, or form. So even though we're always utilizing the external realm in some way, we have more intuitive ways of doing these things, and we have more external ways of doing these things. Now, for an example, getting into your meditative state.
Okay. Let's see what this guy's about. Okay, there we go. Archangel Uriel on Earth. Okay. I'm definitely getting into some trippy shit. Definitely getting into some trippy shit. Vibrations are off. Hope I'm not crazy or the drugs haven't altered my abilities beyond repair. I see typos are common and let's see. Since the earthquakes and the rolling out of 5G wireless, it seems as though I have awoken something in me. I have been having unusual experiences that is not really explainable by normal conventions. Here are a couple unique things about this life. I was born blah blah blah. I wasn't still indeed the most unique and resistant people. I was and still continue to be the most unique and resistant people I've ever met. All my friends, somehow few that stay by me are also extraordinary people. I need more. Have they? What the fuck is this? So, irate pirate 89. Okay. Nothing is beyond repair, but drugs certainly clouded your mind. You've probably damaged your etheric body, so you're super sensitive to everything around you. Quite cool at first, but dangerous and troublesome in the long run. The drugs push false beliefs on you. You don't believe everything they showed you. What the fuck? Lost self, terrified. You have no reason to be terrified. I don't want power, I want peace and quiet. Okay, so we have somebody asking what kind of marijuana, or not marijuana, what kind of drugs? Okay, and this person says, have you looked hardcore into the signs and symptoms of autism? Okay. What about your sexual energies? What? Okay. Yeah, and I don't think we have an answer as to what these drugs are. It could be illicit drugs, it could be prescribed medication. Who the fuck knows? Still on my toes, I guess. Tiny dog. Launching tiny dogs with my feet, not on purpose. Okay, this person seems to be complaining about recent clumsiness. As of July 4th, we moved into the 5th dimension. I'm trying to get a handle on what that means. I'm trying to find the common denominator between the dimensions and star seeds, specifically indigos. Wondering if anyone else has been off for the last 2 weeks. Maybe my ass is bigger than I'm used to. Mercury is in retrograde until July 31st. And that's so not helping. Mercury in retrograde has a familiar WTF thing about it. Say new a different WTF. It's gotten better over the past few days. Okay, this is the poster. This is the OP. Don't think I've injured myself for the last 48 hours. No, if something is off, the area is heavier, and I think, oh my god, we got some... I wouldn't be surprised if these people thought that 5G caused COVID or something. And, well, I suppose, yeah, this was before lockdown. This was probably before lockdown, so they probably, quote-unquote, connected the dots or something. Oh, boy. And we just got one fucking post. Okay. Alright, so now I'm just gonna look for indigo-child forums. Okay. Spiritualforums.com. Okay, so... Okay, so we got a few results, mostly hosted by other forum sites. Let's see, okay, so we got a few from 2021, so this one is definitely active. Okay. I might explore these in more detail later. For now, I think I've been recording for quite a while. For now, I'm just gonna bookmark these. Well, I suppose I'm not gonna entirely avoid these forums yet, but I'm just gonna look at like key posts on some of these. This one's really fucking old. Like over a decade old. It's probably not much to find. This one has more recent stuff, however, so I'll probably look a little bit into this one. Let's see what others we have. ChristianForums.com? What the fuck? This was a bit of an old one. More and more indigo children are being born every day, which means that is only a short amount of time before revolution happens. Indigo children will change the world once all the old conservative fundies die out. Soon the majority will be young, youthful, wise beyond their years indigos who will change the world for the better, hopefully. If these indigo children are anything like they are in my city, the world is in for a bigger mess than with the old conservatives. I'm an indigo child. I've got chromographic synesthesia and Asperger's syndrome and autism spectrum disorder. I perceive myself as green and purple at a younger age. Other people like me have a strong indigo color personality and can sense it very easily. Okay. I think the big to-do about one particular life color being better than the others is a load of nonsense. It still takes all kinds to make the world, and at this point we still need people who aren't writing in the autism spectrum disorder / indigo child / crystal personality, so we're having a bit of debate here. Whatever to ease the transition into the next phase, whatever it may happen to be. Most of you / us are not grounded in quote-unquote reality, by which I mean the world as it currently appears, enough to manifest change anywhere outside your unicorn rainbow daydreams. Psychic vampirism, I'm familiar with that term. It's basically Basically, you consider them energy vampires. Instead of blood, they feed on a person's quote-unquote energy. There's a whole rabbit hole behind that. Let's see. It's hubris and elitist to assume that when your people are everywhere, this rock is going to be a utopia. Please return when you actually apply your alleged wisdom beyond your years to concrete problems and solutions. Yours, me, indigo humanist, possible Asperger's diagnosis, any energy mover, and gas pragmatist. Okay, it looks like we have another person who considers themselves indigo. Oh, who admits that they are considered indigo, I guess. But they see themselves as a skeptic. However, despite my justified skepticism, I still remain in the indigo category. It's too much emphasis on the importance and perceived revolutionary of the so-called. Okay, so we got another skeptic down here. Yeah, this is a bit of an old one. It's like 2008, so about 12 years ago. I guess the signs of... I'd like to know if it's just there are more psychic children or blah blah blah. Okay, so this one's a bit more recently. It looks like the last reply was from like 2019. Oh, actually 2020. My bad. And so this is from like literally last year. I heard there are a lot more of them coming into the world now, and they're going to make some changes. So, yeah, basically indigo children are considered essentially the next step in the human condition. So somebody Googled it. Describes a type of child that's always been around. The only new thing is the name. I mean, the term indigo-child goes back a lot further than that. People where a child is raised, being smart. I think that this is just what you get if you ever fall off the center. What is the average for a group of people where a child is raised? Being smarter than the average doesn't offer you much in improved or blah blah blah. Okay. And somebody relates to this. So yeah, this is early 2020 before lockdown. Not sure if there are more of them coming into the world now, or if it is just that more people are now open to the possibilities of children with quote-unquote abilities. Okay. Okay, I kind of want to go a bit deeper into this. Okay. Here's a simple point definition. Simple point. Yeah, simple point. Okay. 14 signs. You're an indigo child. Strong-willed, old soul, free thinker, headstrong, nonconformist, passionate truth seeker, perceptive and intelligent, highly intuitive. You want to change the world. You're empathetic and compassionate. Okay, so change-making leader, idealistic, loner, autonomous personality, creative, strong connection with nature and animals. So, Lynn, okay. Very subjective. Most people can relate to many things on that list, but who's to say whether they're indigo? However, I do think... Okay. I have no idea what PNF is. Okay, I'm just gonna see what's at the end here. It's just a bunch of replies. Okay. So it seems this page is a member that goes by the name indigo-child, and they list themselves as Aryan. I'm not too familiar with this one. I'm just gonna search this forum. That's just a bunch of ads. There we go. A lot of these are really fucking old. Any recent ones? Not really. Let's try. Let's see what Christian forums has to say about Christians. And this one's another old one. Oof. This person says, if there is anyone here who is concerned about the end times false religion called the New Age movement, I wish to call your attention to the new phenomenon called indigo-children. I am unable to post links at the site, however, it is not necessary. Simply type indigo-children into any search engine and read. After several days of searching, I have only found one Christian website warning believers in the world in general about how evil this is. I encourage all believers and followers of Jesus Christ everywhere to join with me in praying against this attack on children. Oh my god. What the fuck? I mean, yeah, this shit is weird, but end time shit? End times, I'll bet this person associates this movement with the devil. I'll bet my ass. I mean, religious nuts tend to connect a lot of things outside of Christianity with Satan anyway, so... Okay, so this one has a quote from an Indigo site. Okay. At first glance, they look like perfectly ordinary first graders scribbling furiously on the backyard, but there's something striking. Okay, maturity well beyond his years. They go by many names, such as Star Kids, Indigos, and Crystalline Children. Whatever they're called, believers say this group of prodigies started appearing about 30 years ago and may now make up as much as 90% of the population under 10. They also exhibit strange side effects, like a higher resistance to pollutants, but increased sensitivity to sugar and food additives. These babies are born with an inherent knowledge of art, language, and spirituality. Some will even go so far as to say these kids are not only prime candidates for the Gifted and Talented program, but the next step in human evolutions. Theories about the origins, rates, blah blah blah. Some even suggest aliens have been abducting and manipulating the DNA of these children and their parents to prepare us for when they make their presence known. Oh god. Okay. And okay, I guess some Bible quotes. This little horn had eyes like human eyes. NLT, and behold, on this horn were eyes like the eyes of man. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with merry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. I think I better study some more on these indigo children. Okay. See, taking it seriously really creeps me out too, and I've only found one Christian website warning against. I'm in the process of going to every Christian message site. Oh boy, I feel like these people are gonna be even nuttier than the people in the Indigo movement. Puts on her armor and heads out into battle? The fuck? Have you ever seen the 4400? That was a show from quite some time ago. It was about, I think it was about, like, people, I forgot if they were originally dead or missing, but they come back years later in a cluster of 4400, not having aged a bit since the time they left, I guess. Purposely stay away from shows like that now, mainly because I so indulged in horror and fantasy when I was younger. If it's similar, could the creator of the show believe in something similar? Yes, in my pre-Christian days, yellow eyes. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of nut shit. Ugh. Parents who think their kids are special, who can predict the future, etc. They've been tested and they have no special talents when compared with non-indigo children. Okay, many doctors say it is just parents looking for answers, deciding. I'm pretty sure this is referring to some of the corruptions in the movement that I mentioned earlier. HD. Okay. I guess this was about some study from the time period. Actually, I want to see what's at the end here. Let's go to the previous one. So last reply was in like 2008. Children 2 years later, they've gone underground. They have not disappeared. The phenomenon is real, but to whatever degree it made a public appearance, it was simply to make the whole idea look ridiculous. There are a lot of dizzy, new age inclined parents out there who think their children are star children, indigo children, etc., but they are not. And those dizzy people make the whole phenomenon look ridiculous and like a figment of their imaginations, which in many cases it is. This gives cover and visibility to those few real indigos. So what? They're saying that people who believe their kids are indigo children... What? The purpose of the indigo children is to deceive the church. No, I mean, there might be some wackadoos, but I don't think they're out there to destroy Christianity. Oh my god. Is this based on a Stephen King novel? And they probably have their kids in their profile photo. I cannot believe what I am reading here in response to this phenomena. This sounds like it could turn into a witch hunt. My goodness, people, do you realize what you're doing? You are talking against children. Some of you seem ready to lump these children with the devil himself. Give me a break. So what are you all going to do with these indigo children? I'll tell you what. I, for one, am not afraid of them or think that is something evil. You all are afraid of children. Isn't this exactly what Satan wants, to make you afraid of children? Yeah, despite having left Christianity around 2014, this is probably the response that I agree with the most. I hope they still stand by at least the majority of this response. Dear God. Yeah, this is yeah, my opinion, but Christian, I guess. Hang on, my computer's fucking freezing up. Okay. Damn it. Okay. There we go. Ridiculous, isn't it? A brainchild of the New Age movement. Yeah, I got like OBS and Windscribe running. Hey. Human. So now we have counterfeit children running around in our midst. If they are counterfeit, then they aren't human. If they aren't human, they don't have the same sound. It's starting to sound a lot like Nazi Germany around here. I don't think this is okay, so this person believes that that indigo children are real, but disagrees with this connection with Satan. Okay, so I think that's gonna be enough for that particular forum. I think the last thing. I think what I'll do is go back to this forum later and see their posts, probably in a part 2. I hope y'all enjoyed this trippy ass journey into the indigo Webisphere. I guess which ended with Christians going screaming devil at the indigo movement. yeah. Despite my not believing necessarily in indigo-children, I'm gonna have to agree that this connection back in the turn of the new millennium, that's all these people made, connecting indigo-children with Satan, is probably even more wackadoo than the indigo movement itself, in all honesty. We'll see, I guess we'll see more on the inside of the indigo community. Maybe I'll look a few things up off camera to find other places to explore. I do hope to explore some more of this later on. This is Gothcat signing out. Thank you and goodbye.